Hey everyone, this is Scott from Scott to Grow Podcast. Welcome to another edition of ReWatching The Flash Season 4. Today I'm going to be talking about Episode 9, Don't Run. This was the Christmas episode for this season, and I'm always down for a holiday episode. I always enjoy those ones, they're my favorite. And this one in particular was a fun episode to rewatch. Some of the things I enjoyed about this episode in particular are we see Barry and Iris kind of dealing with the aftermath of having been married, meaning lots of gifts to go through, some to return, some that may be stolen. So they're going through that at the beginning of the episode, which I think is just a fun little thing. I do think it's a little weird that they kind of were married off screen in a way, because they were married as part of the 4-part crossover, but their part where they got married wasn't the part that was part of the Flash. So if you haven't seen the whole crossover and you're just watching this season of the Flash, particularly on Netflix, then you don't actually see them get married. And so you just kind of hop into this episode. So I thought that was just a little bit of a strange thing. A little odd that they maybe didn't add in a little bit more of a recap at the beginning of this episode. Maybe I skipped it on Netflix and I didn't realize. It's hard to say. But some of the other things I like, that we got Amunet coming back as a villain. I enjoy her multiple appearances throughout this season. She's a fun secondary character, fun villain, but not too villain-esque. She does kill a lot, but not too much. Does that make sense? Like, she's not completely maniacal. She's just kind of she just has no ethics. So I enjoy her as a villain, and that they keep bringing her back, and that she doesn't end up ever being really captured, that they always find some reason to kind of keep her out there so that she can come back a few times. And that connection between her and Caitlin's just fun. The dynamic, they're such polar opposites almost, especially, but then you switch Caitlin over to Killer Frost and a little more alike. It's just I just really enjoy that dynamic. It's almost like it's just a cool thing. I like it. But what else do I have written down? The Thinker kidnaps Barry in this episode, which I enjoyed the aspect of it. Like, I liked that the Thinker was smart enough to have obviously is smart enough to have a prison that can hold Barry, and Barry has to figure out some kind of solution using his multiple abilities with the super speed, and he ends up just standing still and vibrating so quickly that the human eye can't process it. And I really enjoyed that about this season, the different ways he has to be a speedster, but not just outrun something. Does that make sense? He's not just trying to catch somebody, he's not just trying to get as fast as he can. He has to kind of think of new ways to use his powers, and in this episode he uses obviously speed force invisibility. I don't know what you want to call it. He stood still, vibrated really quick, and you couldn't see him. And so I just really like that they had thought of a new kind of way for the Flash to use his powers against this guy who he can't just run really quickly against. Then what else do we have? The Thinker and the Flash having their kind of fight through the air. It was very CGI, but it was still kind of cool. It was fun to see. I enjoy this season's kind of the way they do the Thinker's kind of floating chair thing, and Barry trying all the different times to just speed up to it, and then the tentacle arms just throwing Barry around like nothing. It's very CGI, but I enjoy it nonetheless. It's still a fun little aspect to add into the episode. And the last thing I had written down was just DeVoe sets up Barry for murder at the end of this episode. His own murder, which I remember when I first watched this episode being like, oh, that's a good plan. Damn, that is a very good plan. Huh. You are the Thinker. And rewatching it, it's still a good plan. Still a very good plan. Comes as a very big shock when you first see it, and in the rewatch, you're just like, yep, I saw this coming. I know how Barry deals with it, so I'm interested to check out the next episode just to see, to kind of see my thoughts after rewatching that one. So we'll be getting to that in the next couple days. Thanks for joining me again. Have a good one.